Going on, guys? Tiger coming back at you again with another Trackmania Fall 2023 campaign mini-series. This is going to be episode 4 in a 5-part series. We're doing the red maps today. As you know, if you've seen the videos before, we're running them straight through, nothing but author times. We're not going to the next until we get the one before it. I'll catch y'all in there. So what you'll be able to tell from the very start is my words are not matching up to my mouth, and the reason for that is I recorded the first half of this video without having my microphone attached to it, so Streamlabs decided to just cut all audio, and now here we are, doing a little voiceover for you guys to just make sure you have a little bit of commentary while we're going through the maps. We are following through on our Fall 2023 campaign on Trackmania. Today we're on the red maps. This is map 16, the one we're starting on. As you can see on the middle right side of your screen, the author time for this track is 1 minute and 13 seconds. I know what you're thinking to yourself, Tiger, that's a crazy time. Why is it over a minute? You're only on red. And to that I answer you, it's a lapper. And for those of you who don't know, lapper maps suck. Basically the idea is to just compound speed like a full speed, but like every time you're gonna have to take a turn a little bit different, maybe a little bit higher to prevent, understeering or oversteering, a little bit lower to prevent flying off the map, things like that. But this map does have a neat little trick. That little penalty area you just saw right before the start/finish line. It's definitely going to be able to allow you to counteract that speed deficit coming into the final turns. Now, as you can tell from this run on my discovery, I found out that turning into the wall ride here earlier is a lot smarter. This time I came out a little bit too soon, but I'm still on a discovery run, so, you can't harp on me just yet. Basically, what we're looking for here is coming out of the finish line into lap 3 at 50 seconds or less. That's what's going to give us enough time to actually finish the track. A big thing about this map was trying to figure out the lines on this wall ride. It's definitely the most difficult aspect, the enigma, the identity of this map. So as you see, after we get this little discovery, 121 would have been a 116 without respawns. We're getting close to the gold already, and we just started. I'll show you here where I found out about the potential of the wall ride. So you'll see I come up high here, but I let myself shoot out and maintain that speed through this little quarter pipe wall ride. And once we figure that out, you'll see I'll jump ahead to the final lap here. We'll be able to chunk some of this time off. Big thing with these full speed maps is just compounding speed. So just getting that speed, finding it, and then carrying it through the rest of the lap. So minimal mistakes, not trying to turn as often, not trying to turn as hard. You see me tapping my wheels here. I'm not doing full turns. I'm just kind of giving them little love taps left and right, little micro adjustments. So now we have a 114 flat, which is the craziest time I've ever seen in my life. And I just wanted to bring y'all up to my AT time now. So here we go. We're going to have a nice little fluid run for the last 2 laps. You'll see I'm already up a second here. I need about a second, so that's good time. I'm really digging into these wall runs now. You can see me coming up 0.1 seconds off that one alone. And this final lap, we really bring it home. You want to keep all 4 wheels on the ground as often as possible. So you'll see when I'm taking these turns, I'm not trying to catch any air and lip up. Any hang time is just speed lost, time lost. So you can see I'm already up 1.5 seconds coming into this turn. I maintain that lead. Coming into the finish here, we hit this penalty one more time. And kudos to me, 1.2 on the finish. A beautiful start to a beautiful day. We're on to map 17 already. Now the author time for this map is a 42.6. You're going to see right off the bat we're hitting a couple of turbos into a plastic serpentine. Here again, we're looking for minimal movements, large turns on plastic, just chunk speed. You want to land straight, but we have to turn and we know that, so trying to find that angle is crazy. This is not a bonk map, as much as you want to believe. So anyone coming into map 17 for the first time, you do not want to slide into that plastic. There is a way to turn there appropriately. They give you a lot of turning room in these maps because, like I said, with the plastic, you are sliding around. It's a little less forgiving. So they give you that little room for error. There's a nice long wall ride at the back end of this map into another serpentine, which these plastic serpentines are clearly the identity of this map here. All in all, fun maps on red so far. So with the discovery, we already got the bronze. We click that improve button. Now I'll show you, my first problem with this map was trying to cut this corner too tight. So after coming out of the loop, I kept trying to just pull it inside and be as fast as possible. That clearly wasn't working. I don't know why I thought it was going to. I mean, it did multiple times, as you can see. So I finally wised up. I pulled it out a little bit wider, allowed myself to get around that wall without smashing into it nose first. And that allowed me to not only generate speed, but also make up almost 4 seconds of time. And as you see me coming into this wall ride, I get a little bit more comfortable. We chunked the speed a little bit there, but we know we had the time to spare. Coming into this final identity, we're up 8.7 seconds. Now this will be a good time to set to compete for that AT. It'll give me a good base round, standard. Oh, not next track yet, buddy. Still got to beat this one. Now for this map, as you can see in the top left area of your screen, we have our grind statistics. We're at about 6 minutes on this map. Shave off another 0.6, which puts us 0.1 away from the AT. You see up in that corner, I am very upset about that. I had the AT, I figured, but we missed it by that much. Coming back in for a final run. We're at about 8 minutes, 15 seconds here, so trying to keep it under 9 minutes. Let's see if we can do it. Much better coming out of that turbo, not losing any speed, just allowing for a full momentum shift forward. We have the 0.1 we need, but can we hold on to it? Yes, we can, and we improved on it a little bit more. 0.2 to finish. We got a 42.4. That's an author time, baby. We're on to map 18 now. Now 18 is the first map where I really start to struggle. This is where the maps tend to get a lot more technical, and the skill of the driver actually starts to prove, whether or not they're able to complete these maps. So coming into my discovery, you're gonna see that there's a little water in the beginning, just to make your wheels slippery. Come straight into a grass wall ride turnaround. Now this right here is a drift turn, which I did not know at first, so we like to do a little wall bonk. This is the first time I reset on a discovery, which is crazy. I don't know what I was even thinking. But we're gonna learn from our mistakes, and after this initial run, I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips as to how we're gonna go through this map in order to perform at a optimal level. So for now, let's just enjoy a novice running through a map he's never seen before. This serpentine right here is extremely tight and one of the hardest parts and aspects of this map. You're gonna see coming into this final turn more grass. And then the finish here is a nice one. You do a nice little 90, come into a water bounce, and there we are. 55 seconds off the discovery. 50 seconds with no respawns would have gave us the gold already. Look at us trying to slide into the next track. Sneaky boy. So here we'll show you. The grass, you want to stay in the middle. That's where you're going to maintain the speed without getting a drop off from the top. Here you want to drift into the turn, so you're already hitting the inside coming out. On this serpentine, the idea is to hold it inside. So when we're coming up, we can just hit that drift after we've already made our car cleared. And you can see even with bouncing off that wall, when we maintain the speed through the grass section, I'm still able to set a PB of over 4 seconds. Could we get 5? Yes, we can. 5.5 seconds later, we have the gold, and all we have to do is tighten up these lines, maybe get off that wall a little bit, and we'll be able to figure out what we're doing here. And at this point in the video, I finally look over at my Streamlabs. I realize I do not have the audio playing. My microphone is not connected. Everything's muted. My life is over, and the last 45 minutes to an hour of recording were absolutely for nothing. That is when I realized I've done voiceovers before. They're not impossible. They're fun, and it's a different way to shake up the videos. So it's not the end of the world. Let's get over it. Let's move on, and let's set some fucking authors, huh? Shake it off, big dog. Let's get back in the shits. So now we are at about 10 minutes on map 18. I'm really starting to find out the identity. You're gonna see I don't cut this grass very tight, but I maintain the speed. That allows us to get very close to the author time.
Here he is.
Almost had it there, only need half a second now.
0.5.
Now, if you look at the top left of your screen, you'll notice we just went from 10 minutes to 50 minutes. And the reason for that is lack of skill and ability. So, that 0.1 second is literally going to be the death of me. It's the hardest second that you ever have to complete. I was getting second long PBs, 5-second PBs, and the one time I needed 0.1, it took me 45 minutes. But that's okay, because we're not giving up, not today. So we're going to go ahead and rip through this turn. As you can see, I almost kissed the wall on that one. We're really coming into our own. I pull this much tighter. You're going to see I have no speed, but I'm still up half a second. That's the half second we need. I'm going to almost touch the wall again there. Thank God. Make this map my bitch. 0.49 gives us the AT. We thank the Lord above, even though he's looking at us in the mirror.
Praise the Lord.
And we keep it stepping. Now coming into map 19.
Might not be able to play this one, actually.
This is an author time of 51.1 seconds. You're going to see on the discovery here that this is a multi-style map with a lot of 180 turns, a lot of hairpin turns. The thing I do enjoy about multi-styles is you can jump off the map directly into the water with 0 consequences. No, but multi-styles are fun because they allow you to kind of see what that transition between different surfaces allows you to do with the car. So right here you see we're going from the concrete to a little bit more of a plastic structure, and then dropping down to the sausage. You have to have the correct angle in order to maintain speed, but then we're going into ice. So do we want that speed? How do we compensate for those kind of discrepancies? So it really challenges the driver, and it kind of opens up your ability to respond to different situations, which I think is a very important aspect of someone who's trying to improve on their game. And you'll see in the finish here we have a lot of little neo slides, I believe is what they call them. It's terrible with technical terms, but when you actually have the speed, you're gonna have to make these little hairpin turns on the grass and the dirt. Coming into this finish, we are well over that minute, and we need to be under it. So let's start tightening things up, huh? We'll jump up to about 8 minutes here where we set our first reasonable PB. We start getting times that are actually challenging and worth competing against. So if you've driven on dirt before, you know that outside line always gives you more speed. You're going to keep it, generate more of it. Now coming into this turn, you want to be angled, but only a little bit. So you can see I lose a lot of speed right here. My personal best just flying by. But we're able to make up for it in the ice here. So you'll see coming out of the sausage, if we angle the car appropriately, give it a little brake tap, you're able to come into the ice with a little bit more control of your vehicle. Now this last turn is where we can really make up a lot of speed. We stay on the dirt, or the concrete, I believe. That allows us to keep the speed we generated. Now over 10 seconds of PB time. We finish with 11.5, which brings our personal best up to a 52.9. We are now 1.8 seconds away. We make another time skip up to about half an hour into this map, where we're going to set another PB. I want y'all to put in the comments, do we think this is going to be the author time? So landing on the inside of this sausage, we nail the brakes before we come out of this checkpoint to allow us to set up into the ice. We generate significantly more speed. We'll be able to hold it though. Do the turnarounds effortlessly. Dirt to grass, we don't care. We're so close. 51 seconds is all we need, please. Oh my goodness, we're 0.1 off. And look at that camera up in the top right. He knows it too. He was so close. Another half hour later and we still haven't made that 0.1 second. Y'all know how much that 0.1 can really take to just nab. So we've reached over an hour on this map now. We have over 250 resets. I had to come back into the map because I had to go to work at some point. So this is after a shift. I'm tired, I'm drained. I've already spent 24 more minutes on this map post getting the 0.1 PB. When we set up this ice section, we're able to gather a lot more speed. Look at that power coming out. I mean, generating speed on the ice is just one of the most fun things in this game to do. And you can see we're down at this point, but we have the speed. This dirt section is where we really clean it up. I really slingshot myself into this final checkpoint where we're able to take this downhill. We're up 0.1 already. And just like that, folks, we get the PB. Author time. I had to take a breather on this one. It's not often a map takes this long to complete. But hey, new seasons, new challenges. Let's get on to the last one. See you later, Stinky. So map 20 on the Reds, you're going to see on this discovery, I like to kiss every single wall just to make sure they work. Big brakes to make sure we're not coming into anything with any sort of speed. We do not want to set good times on our first run. That's just not heard of. So this was actually a very fun transitional tech map. The layout, excellent. I've enjoyed this campaign, you know, significantly more than the last couple of campaigns. The map designs are excellent. You know, there's a lot of flow in these maps, which you're going to hear a lot of Trackmania players talk about. They want to see that flow. They want to be able to, you know, ease through turns where you catch that line and you're just able to really fly through a game. This map has a lot of that, but as you all well may know, technical is not my strong suit. I do enjoy it, the challenge. It definitely helps sharpen your skills, but when you don't have them to begin with, it takes a little bit more effort for you. So this first time skip that we're coming up to is going to be putting us at about 5 minutes into the game. And even with this little bounce off the turnaround, you can see that we still have a lot of time making up. That's because I was loving the walls on this one. And a big aspect of this map, like I was just explaining, is the flow. So when we hit those bumps, it really starts to chunk our personal times. But as you can see from here, we're able to really ride out these turns and start perfecting them. And you can see that we're able to just glide through them, really build up that speed. Coming into this turn, I'm already up 0.4, holding that NASCAR turn all the way through. We're able to get a beautiful turnaround. Just missed this corner. Coming into the final turn, we're going to set a PB that's really going to push us forward to the next level. So at about a 46.1,
Less than a second now.
we need under a second. But as you can tell,
Like,
these
what do
turns,
they
they get
expect
very,
from you in this
very
game?
menacing, and the
It is
repetition is what
OD
starts
as
to
fuck.
chip away on the psychological aspect of the game, which is when you start getting a little bit too ragey, a little bit too annoyed. But you can see we have a really good time here, coming up almost 0.7 seconds into the final turn, trying to maintain that speed. We go down a little bit, but 0.67 pulls us
That
0.15 away from that author time. So as you can tell with this time jump, there's actually a wardrobe change associated with it. That's because I had to do another little work skip, come to the end and start grinding again. Now we're still only trying to get that last 0.1 seconds, which you know are the hardest to receive. And even though I'm gaining speed on the final turns here, I still managed to not even set a new PB. I get angry with myself, I throw my hands up, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, I'm raging, and I'm about to leave the lobby. But I look up and I know all it takes is one good run. All it takes is one good run. That's all it takes. So whether you're understeering or oversteering, we look past that, we settle down, we put 2 hours and 15 minutes into a map, 600 resets later, you get a run like this. Now I'm up 0.4 coming into this checkpoint and I'm feeling great. The double drift into this turnaround, I have all the speed I need, I'm maintaining, still in the green. Oh, you're losing speed? Not today. You make it back. Now we're still up half a second, we only need that 0.1. We see 0.7, so I know that we can really slow down, so you're going to see I chunk a lot of speed here, just trying to safe it. And we come through with the 0.5 that we need. I tell the fans how I'm feeling. The game pauses at a perfect time. Pulls up my statistics. Author maps on every single red map. 44.942 seconds. That puts me at top 16 in Florida. Pound the chest. Let the boys know you're alpha. We take it back. We'll see y'all on the black maps. That's how we do it, baby, y'all. That was all the red maps. I know this one took a bit longer. It was hard for me. Those ATs, they're getting challenging. So I'm thinking for the black series, we're going to end up doing that one on the live this Saturday, November 18th. So if y'all want to see that, see how far we can get into it, make sure you tune in. I'll see you there.